For the next 90 days, you will live as if the earth itself is your witness. Every step will be measured, every breath deliberate, every thought will be drawn and held like the sharp edge of a blade. This is not because the world demands it of you, but because you will finally demand it of yourself. You are not born to be driftwood, carried by the aimless currents of chance. You were born to take the oars, to command your own vessel, to master the ship that is your mind, your body, and your spirit. Musashi wrote, "Do not under any circumstances depend on a partial feeling. The weak live their lives in fragments, moments of effort scattered like dead leaves in the wind. The strong forge their days into a single unbroken strike. For the next 90 days there will be no more fragments. There will be only the whole, only the way." The ancient pine does not ask the storm to be gentle. The hawk does not ask the mountain for a lower peak to hunt from. The warrior does not ask life to be fair. They bend themselves to the reality of their conditions, and in that bending they find a strength that cannot be broken. The sword you truly carry is not made of steel. It is the sum of your daily habits. If your habits are dull, your blade will fail you when the moment of truth arrives. You will swing with all your might, and the world will not even flinch. So for these 90 days, you will sharpen. Every choice you make will be a whetstone. Every temptation you refuse will be a strike against the rust. Do not think of this as a challenge. That word is for the restless, for those who seek novelty like children chasing fireflies in the dusk. This is not a challenge. This is a crucible. And in a crucible, there is no applause. There is only transformation. When Musashi walked alone into duels against men who had spent their entire lives training to kill him, he did not carry luck into battle. He carried discipline. He carried the silent, undeniable proof that every single moment of his life had been an act of preparation. For 90 days, you will live as if your opponent is already moving toward you, because they are, and they are not always made of flesh and blood. Sometimes your opponent is the fatigue in your bones. Sometimes it is the doubt in your mind. Sometimes it is the soft, reasonable part of you that whispers, "Oh, tomorrow." There is no tomorrow. There is only the cut you make right now. Pause. Answer me in the silence of your own mind. If your very life depended on the outcome of the next 90 days, would you waste a single one? Do not look away from that question. It is not here to inspire you. It is here to judge you. For 90 days, you will rise before the sun, and you will move before the world has a chance to ask you to. You will train when you do not want to. You will eat with intention, not with indulgence. You will strip away the excess from your life until what remains is only that which serves your purpose. No idle chatter, no unmeasured comforts, no time thrown into the bonfire of distraction. You will become like the bamboo, rooted in silence, yet growing every single day, unseen, until one morning you rise above everything that surrounds you. The road ahead will narrow. Some friends may vanish. Voices from the crowd will tell you that you are being too strict, too hard, too cold. Let them. A sword that is kept warm in the fire grows soft. You were not born for softness. In the high mountains, the cedar grows straight and tall, not because the wind spares it, but because the wind never stops pushing against it. For 90 days, you will welcome the wind. Every hour, you will ask yourself, does this act make me stronger? Does this thought make me clearer? If the answer is no, then it is an enemy. Cut it down without hesitation. Musashi walked the way without a master or a clan to guide him. And yet, he bowed to his own discipline as if it were the only lord worth serving. You will do the same. When hunger comes, you will not rush to feed it. When the desire for comfort calls to you, you will not rush to answer. You will teach your desires to obey you. For a warrior who obeys his own desires is already a servant to another master. In the stillness of the night, you will review your day as a general reviews a battlefield. What ground was won? What ground was lost? Where did you surrender without putting up a fight? In these 90 days, you are not to fear your failures. You are only to fear the failure to rise again after you have fallen. A single wasted day is not a defeat, but refusing to reclaim the next one is. There will be mornings when your spirit feels like wet paper, when every step is a dead weight, when the very idea of cutting your way through the hours ahead feels impossible. These are the mornings that will make you, because anyone can march when the drums are beating loud and the crowd is cheering them on. It is the warrior who moves when the drums are silent who wins the war. The seasons will not wait for you. The cherry blossoms will fall whether you are ready to see them or not. The moon will grow full and then fade without your permission. So too does your life pass with or without your discipline. In 90 days, the earth will turn 90 times beneath your feet. And with each new dawn, you will be offered the same fundamental question. Will you command this day, or will you allow this day to command you? Musashi wrote that the way of the warrior is the resolute acceptance of death. But listen to me carefully. Death is not only the stilling of the body, there is a soft death, the death of the spirit that comes from 1,000 days lived without purpose. It is the rust that eats the blade while you are sleeping. If you move through these 90 days with a half heart, you will arrive at their end no stronger than you are today. But if you grip each hour with the force of a clenched fist, if you carve your discipline into every single movement, you will find yourself transformed in a way that can never be undone. The crane does not flap in a panic when it flies into a storm. It rides the currents of the wind, its wings held steady, its eyes fixed on its course. This is how you must carry yourself. Still on the inside, unshaken on the outside. You will train not for show, but for the hidden battles that no one else will ever see. The war that rages between your weaker self and the self you are forging. The duels you will fight in the silence of your own mind, when no witness is present and no applause will ever come. Do not expect comfort in these days. Expect friction. Friction against the world, friction against others, and most of all, friction against yourself. But you must know this. Friction is the forge. Without it, you are just a piece of unshaped metal. At the midpoint of your 90 days, you will be tempted to look back, to measure how far you have come. Do not. The mountain is not conquered until your feet have touched its summit. Looking back only invites the whisper of good enough, and good enough is the dullest blade of all. Pause now. Feel the weight of this path pressing down on you. Ask yourself, when these 90 days have ended, who must I have become for this trial to have been worth it? Hold that image of that person in your mind. Do not let it go. The world will try to pull you sideways. It will tell you there are easier roads, shorter climbs, and lighter burdens. It will tempt you with sweet wine, with soft beds, and with the approval of those who fear the very discipline you are now building. Let them drink. Let them sleep. Let them speak. You have chosen the way, and the way does not bend for comfort. The sword in your hand will seem to grow heavier as the days pass. Not because your strength is failing, but because your awareness is sharpening. You will begin to see the true weight of every choice, the real cost of every hesitation. For 90 days, you will live by the law of the cut. When something in your life no longer serves you, you will sever it without regret. When a habit begins to dull your edge, you will remove it with the precision of a master swordsman. When a thought rises that leads you toward weakness, you will strike it down before it can reach your heart. A samurai does not clean his blade only after the battle is over. He cleans it after every single strike. This is how you must tend to yourself, moment by moment, act by act, without delay. The winter wind does not pity the plum blossom, and yet the blossom still blooms in the cold. You too must bloom exactly where you are, not where you wish conditions were perfect. Do not wait for inspiration. Do not wait for the world to clear a path for you. You must walk. And you must cut your own way forward, even if your feet bleed on the stones. When Musashi fought his final legendary duel, he carried no ornate armor, no decorative blade. He carried only a wooden sword he had carved himself that very morning from an oar. Because a true master knows that the weapon is secondary. The mind that wields the weapon is everything. For 90 days you will carve your own sword. In your training, in your discipline, in your absolute refusal to yield, You will let it become so familiar to your hand that when the world strikes at you, your response is already moving. And when these 90 days have come to a close, you will not seek applause. You will not announce your victory to the world. A blade does not sing to declare its own sharpness. It sings only when it cuts. For 90 days, you will treat time as a battlefield. Each hour is a hill to be taken or to be surrendered. Each decision is a clash of steel. The enemy does not always come with a sword in his hand. Sometimes he comes as the thought, "You've earned a rest." Sometimes he comes as the voice that says, "It's not worth the effort." You must strike him down before he finishes speaking. The willow bends under the weight of the snow, but when the thaw comes, it stands again, unbroken. You must learn to bend when the storm demands it, but you must never let your roots lift from the earth. There will be days when your discipline feels like a prison, when the endless repetition of your training grinds against your patience like sand in your boot. Good. That is the sound of your weakness breaking apart inside of you. Endure it. The warrior's path is not paved with novelty. It is paved with the familiar step, taken with an unyielding resolve. You will learn that mastery is not a sudden explosion of insight. It is the slow drip of water that wears through solid stone. One cut today, one cut tomorrow, and over 90 days, the stone will split. When you grow weary, remember this. The arrow flies not because it desires to reach the target, but because it was drawn back with immense tension and then released without a moment's hesitation. You must be the arrow. Draw back your life with focus, and then release it with finality. Midway through this path, your mind will whisper to you that you are already stronger. It will ask you to ease your grip, to reward yourself for the progress you've made. Know this for what it is, the most dangerous lie. The moment you loosen your grip, the enemy will take the sword from your hand. You will not count the days. You will not mark the calendar. The way has no numbers, only the weight of the single moment that is right in front of you. If your mind begins to wander into the future, you must cut it back to the present. Do not mistake your solitude for loneliness. The great cedar grows tallest not in the crowded forest, but in the clearing where no other trees compete for the light. You must seek out your own clearing. You must strip away the noise until all you can hear is your own breath and the sharp edge of your own thoughts. In these 90 days, you will face the same temptations that Musashi faced on the road, to settle, to soften, to join the comfort of the crowd. But you must remember that the crowd dies nameless. The one who walks alone is the one who writes his own name in the earth. Ask yourself, if every single act you took in the next 90 days was being witnessed by Musashi himself, would you still move the way you do now? If the answer is no, then you must change your movement immediately. The plum tree does not bloom in the warmth of spring. It blooms in the cold, hard bite of winter, when the air is the most difficult to breathe. You too must learn to act when it is least convenient, when every muscle and every thought inside you protests. This is where true strength is forged. In your training, do not seek variety in order to entertain yourself. Seek depth in order to sharpen yourself. Practice the same cut 1,000 times. Walk the same road until your feet know every single stone. Mastery is not found in exploring 1,000 new roads, but in walking one road until there is nothing left to learn from it. When your mind wanders, you must bring it back, like a falcon to the glove, not with anger, but with command. The falcon returns because it knows the hand that feeds it. Your mind will return when it finally learns the hand that commands it. At the close of these 90 days, your enemies will not recognize you. Even the self you are today will not recognize you, because you will have burned away the excess. You will have shaped the raw iron of your being into a blade, and you will have learned to move without ever needing the world's permission. You will have learned the rarest and most valuable skill of all, how to govern yourself. The mind you carry into these 90 days must be shaped like water held in a clay bowl, calm and still in its container, but capable of immense force when it is poured. You will shape that bowl with your habits. Rise at the same hour. Train at the same hour. Eat with the same restraint. Study with the same focus. Review your day with the same ruthless honesty. Repetition is not your jailer, it is your key. It frees you from the constant draining negotiation with your own weakness. It removes the decision, which removes the doubt, which removes the delay. This is the straightest path. When your legs tremble, you will walk anyway. When your hands shake, you will grip the sword anyway. When your thoughts scatter like sparrows in the wind, you will breathe and call them home. In his writings, Musashi speaks of seeing that which is distant as if it were close, and seeing that which is close as if it were distant. You must train your gaze in the same way. When a problem rises before you like a mountain, you must step so close to it that it is no longer a mountain but just a wall of stone. And then you take the next grip. And when a small, tempting pleasure whispers at your ear, you must step back until you can see the long trail of ruin that it drags behind it. Perspective is a weapon. You must learn to wield it. You will keep your room like a dojo. The floor will be clear. Fewer objects means fewer hooks for your mind to snag on. You will lay out your tools the night before, your shoes by the door, your water ready, your clothes folded like a suit of armor. Your journal will be open with a single blank line awaiting the truth of the day. Do not give your weaker self a single excuse to speak. The first steps of every day must be guided by the rails you placed the night before. A warrior's discipline is not a mystery, it is prepared. When you train, you will train as if 100 eyes are watching your form, and yet you will train as if no one on earth will ever know. Both of these are true. The world sees the results, but it does not see the hours. And the hours are where the results are made. Your diet will be simple. It will be for nourishment, not for entertainment. The tongue is a poor master. You must train it to obey. You will drink water like a monk, not like a man at a feast. You will eat to sharpen your mind and to steady your hand. And you will leave the table while you could still eat more. That empty space is a signal to your body. I am not ruled by my impulses. Your mind will resist stillness. It will beg for stimulation, for novelty, for the next spark. You must sit until the sparks die. And in the hush that remains, you will count 10 breaths, and then 10 more. If thoughts arise, you will not battle them like foes. You will permit them to pass like travelers on a road that you have chosen not to take. In his final text, The Lone Path, Musashi wrote, "Do not seek pleasure for its own sake. Pleasure is a dog that will follow any hand that offers it food. Purpose is the hound that will hunt only one track. You must keep the hound. Your work will fill your days. You will do the least attractive task first. The thing that clings to you, that stains the hour, you will clear it at dawn, and you will feel the entire day become lighter under your feet. You will move in blocks of time that cannot be negotiated. A bell rings in your mind, and you begin. Another bell rings and you stop. Between those two bells, there is only the action. Guard your speech. Speak less than you know. Never boast of what you have not yet done. Praise without flattery. Advise without pride. Let your words be like footfalls on stone, firm, few, and leading somewhere. Waste no breath justifying yourself to those who seek to pull you from your path. The great cedar does not debate with the grass. It simply grows. Choose your companions as if you were choosing your tools for a climb. Some are ropes that will hold you. Some are knives that will cut the wrong thing at the wrong time. Keep company with those who understand the weight of silence and the true cost of excellence. You owe everyone your respect. You owe only a few your time. The crowd will not walk these 90 days with you. You must smile at them, and then you must keep walking. There will be nights when doubt sits on your chest like a stone idol. It will tell you that you are just pretending, that your effort is a costume, that the world is not moved by your small rituals and your stubborn schedule. You must smile at this idol. It has never lifted a sword. It has never walked a road. It knows nothing of the harvest that patience brings. But you do. As you move deeper into these days, you will notice a quiet change. The world will seem less loud. Your appetites will soften their demands. Your body will begin to answer you before your excuses can even form. This is momentum. You must protect it like a small fire in a great wind. Near the end of your 90 days, the well-meaning voices will return. They will say, "You've earned a break." They will say, "Balance matters." They will say, "Life is to be enjoyed." You must nod to them, and then you must let them pass. You are not refusing life. You are preparing to meet it with both hands open and a sword in your grip. Now listen carefully. What you have done in these days is more than just building a routine. You have carved a new channel through solid rock. Water will follow this channel long after the pick has stopped striking. If you stop now, the channel will remain, but silt will gather. Weeds will take root, and the flow will slow to nothing. You must keep the water moving. This is the quiet thunder of a life lived under your own command. Before the final dawn of this trial, stand alone for a moment. No music, no lights, no eyes upon you. Breathe until your ribs loosen, feel the weight of your body, the hum of energy in your legs, the clarity behind your eyes. Review the way you have walked, the refusals, the small victories, the cuts you made without a witness. Bow once, not to a god or an idol, but to the discipline that carried you when your desire would not. Then step into the day and do what you have done for 89 mornings before. The 90th day is not special because it is the last. It is special because it is the same and you have remained. Here is the last cut, and it will follow you long after this voice is gone. When the next 90 days begin, and they will, what proof will you carry that you no longer need proof? You must answer with your life. Become the cedar that does not ask the wind for mercy. Become the blade that does not ask the target for softness. Become the warrior who has conquered himself and so cannot be conquered. Begin now.